I'm Oliver, and this is a really weird format for me to be doing in a video. I have my notes in my script right here, so if you see me looking, I'm not an iPad here, I'm just looking at my notes. So, if you couldn't tell, this is an extremely different thing than what I usually do. So there's not much to really show art-wise for this video. It's mainly just me talking about my biggest project of the next year or so, which is my animated short film. So, editing Oliver here. I don't even know how I missed this, but I did not say the title of it. Always the Fool is the title. I think that there'll be like 3 normal videos, and then like a shit ton of shorts along the way. So you'll have this one, which is mainly me talking about the plot and like the beginnings and like how I thought of this idea and like what's to come. And then the next one will be the design process, talking about like character turnarounds, walk cycles, animation tests, and then the third one, which will be like, I don't even know when that'll come out, but a year or so from now it'll be like right before the release, just like a big like behind the scenes kind of thing, and then it'll drop the actual animated short film. So the shorts will be showing the behind the scenes process, so me animating a scene or like updates or something like that. I don't really have a clear deadline for anything, just because I'm still in school, so it's not my main priority, but it's still a priority, if you know what I mean. So let's talk about the beginnings. I'm gonna have to pull up different notes, so if if there's a pause and if there's a weird cut, that's why. So I uploaded my animated short film. It's not really a short film. It's only like 40 seconds long, but we considered it a short film in the class I was doing. So my short film, An Extinguished Flame, I uploaded that probably 2 months ago at this point, and I was really proud of it. And it really inspired me, and it was really fun to do. And so I'm like, damn, I have a little bit of imposter syndrome somehow because I'm the age that I am, and I haven't done anything big yet with my art other than the little Einstein's video, which was not that groundbreaking. So like, I don't even need to do anything groundbreaking. It's just like me telling myself that I need to do something crazy. So I've had a Jonathan Larson esque imposter syndrome recently, which is really weird for me. I'm hoping that this will kind of solve that. I haven't done a lot of big things with my art, like Lucid Worlds, but what actually started my art channel journey. That's such like it's like a hypothetical thing. Like I've done a lot of character development, but I haven't done a lot of story development, so I'm like, I know what happens at the beginning, I know what happens at the end, but I have no clue what happens in the middle, which kind of is what we're at right now, but I have a more one-for-one kind of plot thing, which we'll get into later. So, starting from the imposter syndrome thing, I then was like, okay, let me think of an idea, and so I thought of an idea, and then I was talking to my friends about it, and I'm like, oh my god, I think I really want to do this, like it's really fun, and like I've always wanted to have another short film, and it just made sense in the moment to try and start to develop it. I used Milanote for a lot of it. They're not sponsoring this video, but they definitely should sponsor projects like this in the future. Milanote, contact me! But yeah, so I used Milanote for a lot of this, and Google Docs, hence what I'm looking at. It's mainly just my Google Docs, but I will put up a picture of what my Milanote board looked like, because it's like the first thing that I've really used Milanote for, and it's fantastic, and I'm just too poor to buy the pro version. So, yeah. So, the synopsis. I'm gonna write it down on a whiteboard-ish, or I'm gonna like explain it more on a whiteboard. So, you have, there's this old, story, which I guarantee you that like a decent amount of people know about, because yeah, I don't fully know all the things because I feel like if I reveal myself too much of what the actual story is like, I'll try to go way too much into that. So for my understanding of it, if anybody has heard of the Comte de l'Art, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. I might be pronouncing things completely wrong because I've not done a lot of like one-to-one research, but like, just bear with me, okay? We have the Piero clown, which is a lovesick clown, and then you have Columbine or Columbina. I've seen those two be interchanged, which is like this, either the servant's daughter or the like rich man's daughter. In my version, I'm going with the rich man's daughter. And then you have the Harley Quinn. The Harley Quinn is a bit of a jackass, I think, and he kind of steals Columbine away from Piero. So for my version of it, I have a very modernized version, so we're taking place in like the 2020s. So we have Peter, Charisse, Harvey. Okay, so we'll talk about more about the characters, so we're just kind of going off of like a very rough synopsis. So Peter likes Charisse, and Harvey likes Charisse. Charisse pretends like she likes Piero, and Peter. But Charisse actually ends up getting with Harvey at the end. So, sad. I have no clue if that's right. Probably not. And then, the cool plot thing with this is that there's multiple iterations of the story, so it's kind of like a doomed fate story, okay? So it's like Peter falls in love with Columbine in every single iteration of these three characters, and Peter always loses Columbine to Harvey, and that's always what happens. So I'm really excited. So we go through the 2020s, like I said before. We go to the 1540s, I think, which is the original story, and then the 1890s, which is the Victorian era, and then the 1950s, which it's the 1950s. I don't really know what it was called. I'm gonna figure out more with like, obviously with the original story, you have Piero, Columbine, and Harvey, and I don't really know what I'm doing for the rest of their names or what they look like fully yet, which I don't know what any of them really look like right now, so that's kind of like whatever. So let's talk about the world after we just talked about the synopsis. So he always ends up alone, basically. That's like the whole idea of the story, that there is no happy ending for Peter, maybe for Harvey and Charisse, but not for Peter. So the actual world. So I wanted to do this based in Southern Ontario. As a Canadian, it's like, it's what I know, so I might as well. So I'm not from Toronto, but I'm going to be illustrating a world that is like Toronto because I really love Toronto a lot. Yeah, take a shot every single time I say Toronto. It's a little less of a population than Toronto. It's my city's population, because again, I know what that is, so I might as well just put that in there. So, the city name is WOAH, which is taken from the Ojibwe word of, I think it's pronounced WOAH. I'm not Ojibwe. I come from Winnipeg, up by Golden Lake, Ontario. I'm not from there, but like that's where my family's from. So just like, keep that in mind. I am Indigenous, but I'm not Ojibwe Indigenous. So I don't know a lot of the pronunciation, and once I go more into this, I will be learning more about it and doing my research and everything like that. So yeah, the architecture. I'm so excited to do the illustrations of what the world will actually look like and doing backgrounds and everything like that. I'm mainly going for Queen Anne Victorian style houses, which are to die for. That's my favorite type of like house to look out for. And mixtures with like slightly modern apartments because it's still like an urban area, where they build up rather than out. Now we're gonna get into the characters briefly, just before like I talk about the plot. And when I say talk about the plot, I mean like fully get into like the beginning and like end and stuff like that. So first, we're gonna talk about Peter. Peter is a 24-year-old, oh my god, he's a 25-year-old cis-straight male. He was born March 18th, so that makes him a Pisces? Yeah, Pisces, and a snake zodiac. If, like, I thought I'd just include that. He is a small cafe barista, and he's been there for around 4 years, so since he was 20. And he knows the menu by heart, and he keeps his head down, and he just mainly focuses on what people get for their drinks, and not the people who get the drinks. Because socializing does not go well for him. So he lives in a small apartment in central downtown WOAH. He is in a loft apartment, and I honestly, I really liked doing the like figuring out what their houses would be, just off of like the vibes of their character. So he's good at memorizing recipes and numbers. Baking pastries and other goods are his thing. But he's a quiet guy. He sticks to his routine, and he doesn't really stray from it. He likes to avoid conversations, but not in like a way of like, I don't want to talk to people. It's just that he does this kind of thing where he panics when somebody asks like, oh, what do you like to do for fun? And he goes, sports! Despite the man not being able to play sports at all, so he like dips from the entire conversation and feels ashamed. So yeah. Peter has a 6-year-old female cat named Panto. She's very cute. She's a Norwegian forest cat. And she's like almost like a comfort animal, if that makes sense, to Peter. We have Charisse. Charisse is also 24, but she is a year older, technically, than Peter. It just hasn't been her birthday yet, because it takes place in like between March and August, so like summer area, or like what, spring, summer? Yeah. I know seasons, guys. She was born August, oh my god, please marker, August 3rd. I was born August 3rd, or I was born August 2nd. I know my birthday. So she is a Leo, and she is a dragon. Damn, my birthday is soon, guys. She is a fashion student at the local university, and she's super passionate about it, but she didn't really, like it was like a late interest that she really took seriously. Like she didn't really take much interest in it until she was around, I think 16 that I wrote down? 14, but it was only just for fun, and then at 20 she wanted to actually do it for life. So she is a social butterfly, and she's almost like too much of a social butterfly because she tends to lead people on without fully knowing it, and then people get hurt, and she's like, oh, why did they get hurt? Like, I didn't mean to make like a surface level or like a friendship mean that much to them, if that makes sense, or like overstep that boundary, but she doesn't fully understand. So it's kind of like her weakness. She is a child of divorce. Her dad is a fashion designer. He owns a fashion company. Well, not a fashion company, I think a clothing store, they said. Yeah, clothing store. And her mom is kind of just like not really approving of her pursuing fashion in her dad's name kind of thing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Last we have Harvey. He is 25 years old, and he was born on June 16th, 2000. So he works at a small company. He's kind of like a man's man. He has a corner office. He's worked in that office for 7 years, and he's working his way to the top, and he's willing to do anything to do that. So kind of not much of a creative compared to Charisse or Peter. So he's a contrast, and sort of the antithesis to Peter, which makes that choice for Cherise, so like great, if that makes sense. I don't know what's next. I think the plot, that's what's next. For our plot, we have the exposition. Okay, so we have the exposition. So this is like at the beginning of the film. I talk about this in a very like how it's going to be in the film, as right now. So we see Peter going through his routine. He enters his apartment, putting his stuff away, getting settled, and then going to bed. And this kind of happens a couple times. Only in his apartment we see it. Maybe we see him in the cafe and doing stuff. So this will happen while the credits and the title are going, because I'm going to do credits at the beginning, I think. So throughout the credits we also see flashing moments of the past durations that I was talking about before. So like Piero, hi cat. Piero, other iterations, 1950s Victorian era, going through their routine daily. So we have next the, let me see if I can write this. Exciting. No, I'm not. That's not bad, actually. So next we have the inciting incident. So, this is when Peter meets Cherise. So it's just a regular day at the cafe, and he serves someone new. He's like, I've never had this drink be ordered before. I want to point this out quickly. So the way that Peter does the drinks is, this might be a deep cut, but from Wonder, how August looks at people's shoes and knows what their personality is. So it's like, oh, you got this is what you are, like, and like he kind of like assumes this, so he's like, this drink is so random, like, who the fuck? And so he meets Cherise, and she stands out for him, and I'm planning to do a sort of shift in color as soon as Cherise enters Peter's life, so it might go from more desaturated blue colors to then being kind of thrusted into this new bright world of like purples, because Cherise is purple, Peter's blue, and then Harvey's red. She's overly friendly. She actually speaks to him and kind of like small talks, but he's like still going with his old habits and feels like he's messing up the conversation, but she ends up just like going along with it and laughing. So then they get to know each other over the next couple of weeks, months, or whatever, I don't really know yet, and they start going out, and then they get to know each other more, and Peter sees a real difference in his life with Cherise than without Cherise. So, Peter and Cherise are going out somewhere, maybe the park, I'm thinking, because Harvey likes to go hiking and stuff like that. So, they're going steady at this point. He's finally going to ask if, like to be serious with her, because they just kind of been going out, so he's like, let's solidify the deal. And he's just about to ask, he's like, Cherise, da-da-da-da-da, and then Harvey walks in, maybe bumps into one of them, and when we meet Harvey, there's like a flashback to the Harley Quinn, and like maybe it's like a quick like of all the different iterations, and that'll happen when Peter meets Cherise as well. So when this happens, we end up having the conflict arise. Cherise likes Harvey. She becomes pretty much enamored with him, and Peter's like feeling really iffy about it, and he's like, oh no, like this isn't good for me, I fear. And she starts completely ignoring him on dates, or just ghosts or ditches him and just like doesn't show up, or is like, oh, I can't today, me and Harvey are doing something, or da-da-da-da. And so, from the conflict, we have the stakes. So, Peter gets nervous, and he's getting nervous that he has to go back to his old life and his old routine of doing the same thing every day, and losing Cherise, which is the light of his life at this point. and he can lose love and happiness. And so I'm thinking there is some sort of panic attack or some sort of like big emotional moment for Peter, and he sees this like rapid flip and walkthrough of the incident of the past iterations. And so he's like, oh shit, I know what I have to do. Like, I have to break them up because then I'll be having to go back into what I used to be like, and I can't do that anymore. Like, Charisse is the love of my life. From here, he decides to establish his love for her, and he gets in, like he's like, oh, like, Charisse, can I talk to you? And then, like, almost instantly, every single time that he tries to, like, be like, I'm in love with you, please be with me, he just gets interrupted by Harvey, and so it's like, oh, damn, okay. Peter finally gets to confess to Charisse, and in a pure moment of awkwardness and staleness, there's just this, like, pause of, like, I don't really know how to break this to you. Harvey and Charisse are engaged, and she's been in love with him since the moment that they met. And we may take a break to elaborate on Charisse and Harvey's relationship, just like going through moments of them talking and hanging out. Like, Harvey has a good relationship with his mother, and so maybe it's like, oh, Charisse, like, you don't have a good mother figure, this is my mother, like meeting the parents type of thing, and talking about deep life-changing things. Could be all the parallels to Charisse and Peter, so like them going to the park, them hanging out, and it's probably going to be like silent. Peter is alone. So after learning about Charisse and Harvey and how they're engaged, he's like, oh, I'm happy for you, I'm just not happy for myself. So he kind of breaks a little bit. He goes back to his house, and it's even more desaturated than before he met Charisse, and he goes to bed, and we see a black screen as the credits fully go, and there is no happily ever after for Peter, and as the credits come up, we might like see this sort of like moment with Peter, like I mentioned before with Panto. Panto comes up to him and the room lights up. So as much as Peter doesn't get the girl, he is still happy with the support system of Panto, and he's like, I can do so much more with my life, but the movie ends there. So that kind of, if that makes sense. So we're going to talk about what I need to do in the future and what's to come. I kind of mentioned it before a little bit in the beginning, but from here I have to do test animations, a proper trailer, and hopefully do animatics, because I really want to do that, just kind of like showing off the characters and stuff like that, and gaining knowledge of them for you guys and everything like that. But with that, I also have to fully design the characters. I have done roughs of both Charisse and Peter. I have not done one of Harvey. I have sketches of Harvey. Hold on, I can show you. I have rough sketches and designs for each of them, but they're probably going to change a bit in the future. So we have Peter, and this is what Peter looks like in the rough design right now. And then we have Charisse, and what she looks like right now, and then that's what the rough version looks like. And then Harvey, who has no rough version, or no, rough digital design. I don't really like his design right now, so I don't think I'm gonna keep him like this, but this is what Harvey currently looks like. So yeah, we're gonna see how well that goes. But I did some other sketches recently of Peter trees, so yeah, I've got to like fully do that. I also probably have to simplify my style, because drawing, because it's just me doing this, I'm gonna be kind of solely animating this entire thing, so that is like a little bit too detailed for animating, in my opinion, with my skill set right now, so I might have to dumb it down slightly. Hopefully not too much, because I still want the animation to be a little bit more detailed, because with my Wizard of Oz video, I did a more simplified like dot eyes kind of style, which works, but I don't think it works for a story like this, unless I kind of like make the rest of the design mature, if that makes sense. I don't know. But there's certain like facial features, like Peter has really droopy eyes and just sad eyes, and then Harvey will have really like smiling eyes all the time. So I gotta figure out how that'll work. In which that will turn into like test animations for each of them to make sure that I can animate for a long term with those things. And I have to write a screenplay. I'm excited to do that, honestly. I've done a lot of playwriting, and I think I mentioned that before, but I've done playwriting before for class, and I really enjoyed that. And I have some books. I have the art behind Howl's Moving Castle, which includes a screenplay, which I'm going to use for reference, because I think that stage versus an actual screen, like a stage play and a screenplay that's a lot different. So I'm gonna kind of like do some research for that. I have to cast voice actors, which I'm a little nervous for because I don't have a lot of knowledge of how to cast people. I'm thinking of asking one of my friends to voice Peter, and then I have to actually animate. And I have like a whole checklist on my Milanote that I was mentioning before with the Milanote, like going through all of that and stuff like that. So yeah. So this video is a hell lot of yapping. Oh my god. Just by looking at how long I've been recording on my phone, it's 40 minutes long. So I've got to cut that down a lot because no one wants to hear 40 minutes of me yapping about this story, unless you do. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed, and kind of like, I hope you enjoyed listening of what's to come in the next year or so. I have no clear defined deadlines, as I said earlier, but I want to have it done by mid-2026, which seems like a long time, but hey guys, it's just a year. It's just a year. A year for a whole short film. It took me like 3 weeks to do a 40-second animation, so I've got to figure it out a lot more and how to optimize going through everything. So yeah. It's my birthday soon, so wish me happy birthday in the comments, guys. When this video comes out, it'll be 2 days until my birthday. 3 days? Technically 3 days. It's coming out on Thursday. This video's coming out on Thursday. I'm filming this on Tuesday. My birthday is on Saturday. So yeah, the winner, oh, hold on. So, we have the monthly art prompt that's been going on my Discord. I mentioned it almost every single video, I think. So this month of July was Dragon, and the winner of that was Floofy Kiwis. I really like the design of a dragon, it was really cute, and like there was a bunch of really cool, what's it called? Bunch of really cool submissions that were done. Very cute, and even one person did an animation, which is crazy. But yeah, thank you guys for like actually doing that. It's really cool. And for the month of August, since it's my month, it's my birthday, you should draw me. So the prompt for August is yours truly. Draw fan art of me. I don't know, it's on my ego go big, I guess. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day or night, and I will see you another time. Bye bye! This was really weird to film, oh my god.